Dementia Researcher with a blog and a rating.
When I first started noting down my thoughts and writing this piece about a day in the life of a clinical trial coordinator and what my experiences are of working in this role, I thought, wow, I do all that? What is a clinical trial coordinator, I hear you say? Well, firstly, let's have some background about me and how I found myself working as a nurse in research. I qualified as a mental health nurse in 2000 and had worked in ward and community bases until 2006. I then shifted my career focus to research of Alzheimer's disease. This very much felt like a natural progression for me. I was drawn to finding out about the how and the why aspects of Alzheimer's disease, and 19 years on, I am still as invested, driven, and thankful for the many research participants I have met over the years, and for the researchers committed to discovering new interventions and treatments for better outcomes for our patients. Now, back to the question. What is a day in the life of a clinical trial coordinator like? A clinical trial coordinator is quite simply the centre point within a very multifaceted environment of people who all have the same goal: to facilitate and deliver exceptional clinical research and to develop potentially new treatments and interventions for the benefit of our patients. Imagine if you will a clock, and at the centre of that clock is a clinical trial coordinator, with each measure of time around the clock representing the people that the clinical trial coordinator interacts with for the duration of any clinical trial. Yes, it's a lot. In any given day, as a clinical trial coordinator, I liaise with many different people such as pharmacists, radiographers, research nurses, administrators, doctors, and research governance, to name but a few. But at the heart of this is the engagement with participants who have volunteered to be part of our studies. Without their commitment to participate and engage, none of the research that I've been fortunate to be part of would have been possible. Not every day as a clinical trial coordinator is the same, but it is always interesting and busy. In addition to liaison, my role on a daily basis encompassed a vast range of activities, a lot to cover and difficult to encapsulate in this piece, which I guess goes to show how much the job actually entails. These included activities such as collaborating closely with the principal investigator, administration of study materials such as patient information sheets and questionnaires, follow-up with participants, pre-screening for study eligibility, arranging study visits, coordinating wider support services, maintaining accurate source documentation, and dealing with any unexpected changes such as adverse events, resources, and staffing. As I have mentioned, not every day was the same and could unexpectedly present me with a different challenge. But working alongside an efficient research team ensured the study was conducted safely and effectively. Communication and engagement with everyone involved in research is vitally important. However, establishing and maintaining relationships with participants is integral to the role. There are many conversations between a clinical trial coordinator and a participant during their study journey. Over the duration of a study, I got to know the participants and their study partners very well, which I felt helped support an open and trusting environment and assisted with study retention. However, there can be times where difficult conversations are required, such as when an adverse event occurs. These can involve unexpected conversations and anxiety for the participant, study partner, and the research team. The clinical trial coordinator is key to ensuring engagement is centred around managing expectations, whilst developing a trusting and open environment between the participant, study partner, and the whole study team. Collaboration with such a large multidisciplinary environment requires a common connection: the clinical trial coordinator. Personally, I have found writing this piece to be quite a challenge to quantify what a day in the life of a clinical trial coordinator is like. We, clinical trial coordinators, are many things to a lot of people and are very much integral to the success of any clinical research study. However, without the participants and excellent team members I have been fortunate to engage with in my role as a clinical trial coordinator, I would not be able to continue doing the job that I do and enjoy, well, most of the time. Thank you, Jacqui Kerr.
Thank you for listening. Join the Dementia Research bloggers and share your own views.